rather than do a physical speech, it's more of a presentation to Stuart, more like it's kind of me admitting defeat in a battle that we've been having for, well, myself 37 years, Stuart personally his whole life. So we've been having a little competition between ourselves since I was born for who can be the most injury-prone person in the family. And we're trying to scare mum and dad as much as we can. Stuart had an 8-year head start on me, so we're going to start from Stuart's birth and just work our way through chronological order and see how we go. So the first real incident where he got the taste of pain, I believe he was 4 years old. He rolled down the stairs, ended up in a heap at the bottom, crying. Mum comes in, what happened? He's like, it doesn't hurt, I do it at the 18. The second time, he fell off his bike, broke his arm, managed to get the dog out of that, which we'll come back to that in a minute because I mean there's some favouritism coming up here. But it's and then I come along. 10th of July, 1987, the best birthday present Stuart's ever had. We happened to share a birthday as well. So with that, my first memory is Stuart looking some white cop saying, "You're going down, motherfucker." And I said back to him, I couldn't speak. So I was thinking, it's game on. So this is where the battle started. So I took a slow start to get into my stride. I was 4 years old, decided to chuck myself out of my bunk bed, knock myself out. This is my first sort of real, giving mum and dad a bit of worry. And that was that, we moved on. Stuart's like, right, got my hands full, at least step the game on. 2 years later, I jumped over a fire hydrant, knocked myself out again. Stuart's lagging behind massively here. So much so, I took a bit of a hiatus, around about 15 years, I'd say, and he decided to drive his car into a bridge. Now this is where it took a lead. I can't deny it. He's got worried mum and dad, big personal injury. Fucked his car up basically. The only reason I couldn't compete with it, I was 12 at the time, I couldn't drive, so I decided to leave it there. After that, I had some poor attempts to catch up, drunk myself into oblivion, ended up in hospital. Stuart just laughed at me and said, "You're an amateur, you need to step up your game." And I just carried on, mainly attempting to drink. And then Stuart decided to cut off half his hand. Now he's nailed it here, he's got mum and dad worry, it's pure genius, hospitalised, major recovery, physio, he's making me look stupid at this point.
Feel your pain, brother.
So I tried to step up my game. I decided to go to Australia, do a bit of travelling. I was there for 5 days. Right, how can I compete with Stuart here? I thought, I broke my leg. So, I broke my leg, I've got long distance, I've got parent worry, I've got hospitalisation, I've even got surgery, but didn't quite cap it with cutting off your finger. I've still got all my body parts basically. Can't quite get there. Then I decided to go to Thailand. Long story short, I ended up getting very burnt with some cooking oil. Again, we've got long distance, we've got worry, we've got hospitalisation. For me, I'm considering this a draw. And after some more poor attempts from Stuart, he decides to have his, appendicitis, that was the one. I was going to say spleen, but that definitely didn't come out, did it? Anyway, after a bit of crying, went to hospital, whatever. So in my eyes, it's still a draw. And then he decides to think really outside the box, recruit somebody. Katie. This is where it gets interesting. She decided to admit defeat. Katie So I was taking him on holiday. Waxing the back of a camel. It's got long distance. It's got a compass. He's got injury. We all know by now he's fell off a camel, broke his back. It's a bit of a retard. He's got parent worry. And at this point, I can't even think of a way to top this. So, without further ado, I would like to present Stuart with the massive bell end of the family. Raise a glass to the bell end. Right, now we've already touched on a few things about Katie. I'd just like to sort of reiterate what Nick and Paul have already said. I'd personally like to thank you. You've gave our brother back to us, I think. Lost his way for a few years. I think you've been a massively positive influence on him. And you're a big asset to our family, I think. I'm sorry we can't say the same about Stuart. Having said that, I'd also like to raise a glass to Katie and just say thank you. And then finally, I think we should all raise a glass to Mr. and Mrs. Ellis.